Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Zhanguo, the First Empire. It is the year 221 BC, and we're responsible for unifying the new Chinese Empire. Over the 5 rounds of the game, we'll be building palaces and installing governors. We'll be sending out ships in search of the elixir of life, and we'll be working towards the construction of the Great Wall. Now, I went ahead and I got everything set up for a solo game. You pretty much set it up like you would a 2-player game. So I have 2-player board set up here. I'm going to be playing with the red pieces, and our solo opponent will use the blue pieces. So I've taken the starting card. That's going to show us how to set up our solo opponent. The numbers show which cards to include in their deck. I've then shuffled it. It then shows how to set up their scoring cards. In this case, we're taking the C scoring card and putting it on top of the B scoring card. It then shows that they'll start as second player. Their ship is going to start at the very beginning, just like ours. And they get to start with 2 extra terracotta soldiers there at the entrance of the mausoleum. Unlike us, the solo opponent doesn't need unrest markers or these official tokens. Now, to finish setup for us, we get 2 starting tiles, and we're going to get to pick one. I like the look of this top one. It shows that we get to start with a general in the Chu region. Then in the Qi region, we start with 1 unrest. And we get to begin the game with a currency and law unification token. And there we go. That is setup complete. We're ready to begin the game. Now, don't worry if you don't know how to play, because I'm going to teach the rules as I go, like I always do. So let's just jump right in and get started. We have 3 shuffled decks of cards. They represent the unification of writing, the unification of currency, and the unification of law. And each of the cards is numbered according to its deck. So all the writing cards are numbered between 1 and 40, the currency cards between 41 and 80, and the law cards between 81 and 120. We're each going to start the game with 6 of these cards, 2 from each deck. The solo opponent's hand you want to shuffle. Get it nice and random there. Now we get to go first, and on each of our turns, we're going to play one of these cards. We're either going to play it to our player board, tucking it underneath one of these 5 locations that's represented on our board, which are related to these locations on the map. Tucking a card like that is known as a unification action. Instead of doing that, we could play one of our cards to the court in order to take one of the 6 different types of court actions. I'll describe each of those as I use them. For now, though, I think I do want to take a unification action. And I think I want to use this card. Now, I could tuck this in any one of these 5 locations. I think I'm going to tuck it here in Chu. And this is going to do a few things. First of all, we can see here that this is a currency unification. And because it's the first card in that location, I'm going to get 1 unification token. And it's going to match the card, so it'll be currency. So I now have 2 currency unifications and 1 law unification. You can see here on this little chart that if it's the second card in a location, then you actually get 2 of that type of unification token, but it's going to cost a unrest. You're going to generate a little bit of unrest. And then if it's the third card, you get 3, but it generates 2 unrest. Each location can have a maximum of 3 cards. Now, the other thing this is doing is now in the future, when I take this particular court action, that's known as recruiting an official, then I'll get the bonus that's on the right. In this case, I'll get to recruit an architect, and that little arrow means in this location. So these cards that we tuck are providing bonuses for when we take these court actions. So there you go. That's my first turn completely done. We now move on to our solo opponent, and we're just going to keep going back and forth until we've played all of our cards. So 6 actions, 6 turns. The first thing we always do is flip the top card of their deck. And this icon at the top means that they're going to do what I did and take a unification action. All they do is they take the top card of their shuffled deck here, their unification deck, And they're going to play it in the first location on their board. They're going to be filling up these locations from left to right, putting 3 cards in each location, but they're limited by the round. So in the first round, they can't place any cards past this location. Then in the second round, they won't be able to place any cards past this location, second location, and so on. But they'll always fill up the first location before moving on to the second one. And then they're going to get unification tokens just like we did. So this is writing, and it's the first card in that location, so they're just getting 1. And I'll put their stuff up here. And that's it. This little infinity symbol there means that this card goes into their discard pile. And that's their turn complete. These turns are really quick. We're just going to keep going back and forth. Now we can play another card. And I think I want to take another unification action here. This time I want to tuck this card, another currency card, and I want to put it in Chi. So we get another currency unification. And this means whenever we build palaces, we'll get to place a general token here. Okay, now their second turn. All right, they want to build a wall. Now, building a wall is one of the court actions. So anytime they take a court action, they just take the top card from the unification deck and they place it in the court space. And then they're just going to take the action as it's indicated here on the card. This is showing that they want to build a wall segment in the purple area. So if you look here to the board, to that wall section, it's divided into 3 sections. We have sort of the purple banner, the blue banner, and the red banner, or more orange, I guess, the orange banner. And each of these banner spaces has sort of 2 sections. Each of those sections is related to one of those scoring conditions, end game scoring. There's then spaces below that, 3 different spaces. And in a 2-player game, we're on the 2-player side of the map. Not all of those locations are available. So here, this is showing that they want to go into the purple section and they want to build in the rightmost space. So we just take one of their walls and you can see there, they're just going to build it right there. And because they're the first one to build a wall segment in that area, and it shows here on their card, they're going to take that tile. And it just goes out of the game. That's known as an emperor tile. I'll explain what those tiles do later. Now, the last thing we need to do is to check over here at the mausoleum area. There's sort of 9 different locations, and they relate to the 5 different regions on the map, as well as the 3 different banners, and this location here in the sea. And then below each of those are a criteria that you have to meet in order to be able to place one of your terracotta soldiers onto the location in order to score points. And if we look under the purple banner there, the requirement is to have just built 1 wall. As soon as you build 1 wall, you're now able to take one of your terracotta soldiers and move it over and score some points. And that's exactly what they're going to do. In this case, they're going to take the most points there at the top and score 3. Now, that second number is only used in a 3 or 4 player game. So if we ever complete that and move a soldier over there, we're only going to get 1 point. And keep in mind, you have to use terracotta soldiers that are here in the entrance. We have a whole supply of them here, but we have to move them into that location in order to move them over. So it's like a 2-step process. Okay, there we go. They are done. I think for my next action, I want to do one of the court actions. Now, to do a court action, you can use any card you want. I'm going to use this one. Now, as you can see, the previous card was an 82, and I just played a 120 on top of it. So I played a higher number. Whether you play a higher number or a lower number matters when you're taking a court action. Nothing else about the card matters, just that number. As you can see, on the left-hand side there are 3 different actions. Those actions want you to play a lower card than the previous one, a lower number. And the 3 actions on the right-hand side want you to play a higher number when you take those actions. You don't have to, but you want to, because that's the only way that you get to activate your bonuses that are here on your player board. If you play the wrong number, you don't get to activate these. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter because what I'm doing is I'm doing that action on the top right. I'm hiring 2 workers. Now, to hire 2 workers, you must have a general. I only have 1 general out, so I'm going to be hiring workers here in the Chu region. I'll just take 2 workers and place it down here. And when you do that, you generate some unrest. Now, because I played higher, if I had any bonuses here, I could use those, but I don't. But when you can't or decide you don't want to use one of your bonuses, you can always do this action right there, which just allows you to move one of your officials to an adjacent location, which I'm going to do here. I'm going to move my general over from Chu over to Wei. That's the end of my turn. Okay, they're going to tuck again, so we just take the top card. Put it here. It's the second card, and it's law, so they're going to get 2 law unification tokens. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to do another court action. This time I'm playing a 1 on top of a 120, so I'm playing lower. And I'm going to do the hire an official action. So I will be able to take advantage of my bonuses. With the hire official action, I can just take any of the 3 officials and I can place them in any location I want. I think I'm going to put an architect over here in Qi. And as a bonus here, I get to place an architect in Chu. There we go. We're all done there. Oh man, okay, they want to build a palace. So we're going to take their palace and we're going to look down here and it shows that they want to start in Yan. And we need to look over there at the mausoleum and see if Yan wants palaces as part of its sort of mausoleum requirements. And you can see there, it actually wants 2 palaces. So before you can place a terracotta soldier there, you need 2 palaces in Yan. And our solo opponent is obsessed with completing these mausoleum goals. So if the goal doesn't need a palace, they won't build one in that location. They'll move on to the next location. And you can see here we have a string of locations. But Yan does need palaces, so they're going to build one there. They get to remove the palace tile, and then they get to place that on the location where they got it. This will score them points at the end of the game. Now, they also get to take one of these tiles here, and they want to take the green one first. Those just count as 2 unification tokens. And then they score 6 points. And there we go. All right, we're down to 2 cards here. And oh, I forgot. When they built a palace, they have to take their card and place it into the court. I think I'm just going to play... yeah, I'll play this card. And I want to do another hire workers action. Has to be where there's a general, so we're going to do it in Wei here. That's going to cause a little bit of unrest. I don't have any bonuses, so I'm just going to do the move again and move that guy right there. Okay, they want to place a governor. Now here we go. We're going to look at this line of locations, of regions. They're starting in Yan, but Yan doesn't need governors as part of its mausoleum requirements. So they're going to skip Yan. They want to fulfill these first. So we're going to move on to the next location, which is Qi. Qi requires 1 governor and 1 palace. So they're going to place here. And as you can see on here, they're going to be placing from left to right. So they're going to take that location right there. Maybe I'll put all these down here so we can see them better. They don't get the benefit or anything from the location. They just are sort of blocking it. At the end of the game, whoever has the most governors in each of these 5 different regions will get 10 points. So getting governors out is very important. But there we go. That's them done. Oh, and again, I always forget this. They have to play out here. Anytime they take a court action, they play a card, just like we would. And now we have the last action of the round, and I think I want to build a palace. Now, because I played higher, I will get to take the bonus. And it shows here the cost for building a palace. You need to do it in a location that has an architect, and then you have to spend 2 workers from that location, and then 1 worker from a different location. So here in Chu, I have an architect, I have 2 workers, and then we have a worker over here in Wei. So we're building this palace in Chu. And we get to activate this right away. Unlike the solo opponent who gets to wait till the end of the game, we have to do it right now. And that's saying that we're going to get 3 points for every currency card that's in this location. The down arrow always means in that location. So we have 1, so we get 3 points. And then this just gets removed from the game. Now we also get 6 points for building a palace. And we get to take one of these tiles of our choice. I'm going to take this one right here. And now our bonus, I can just place a general here in Qi. Okay, we're all done. This is their last action. And ooh, they're going to build another wall segment. So this card gets put in the court. They want to build in the orange sector, going from right to left. And they're going to take that emperor tile. That's a shame. I really wanted to build there. Now, if you see here, that has a lightning bolt rather than the infinity symbol. That means that this is just a one-time use card. So now that they've used it, it's out of the game, and they won't get to use it for the rest of the game. And there we go. We're done taking actions for this round. Now we go to the unification rewards phase, which is laid out right here. We first check to see who has the most writing unification tokens. I have 2 and the solo opponent has 1. So now I can decide whether or not I want to spend my 2 tokens in order to get this reward. These are going to be the rewards for round 1, then round 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this case, I can recruit one of the officers to the Chu region. And I think I will do that. So I have to spend all of my tokens, which in this case is just this. And then I move my marker over here to show that I'm gaining that reward. I think I'll place an alchemist. We now go to currency, and once again, I have the most. I have 3 to their none. Now this is optional. I could choose to hold on to these if I wanted to, but nope, I'm going to spend them. I get to place 2 generals in Chu. And as you can see, we have 4 of each of these officers. So I now have all 4 of my generals out. And now we go to law, and they have 4 to our 1, and they always spend. So they're going to spend all of their tokens. And they're going to grab that one. And they never get the reward. They're just blocking us from getting it. Okay, now that we're done with that, we reset turn order based on where we are in these tracks. So I'm going to get to be first again. And now we have the option for every 3 of our unification tokens remaining, we could spend them in order to place another of our terracotta soldiers out into the entrance to the mausoleum. Now we each just have 1, so we're not going to be able to do that. We would then have to place back any of these unification tiles that we still had remaining. We don't get to keep those. So you want to spend those if you can. And then if we had more than 5 unification tokens left, we'd have to discard down. You can only hold up to 5 from round to round. We then just move the round tracker. We're entering round 2, and there we go. We just do that 4 more times, and then we have end-game scoring, and it's that simple. Now for the solo opponent, you have to take their discard pile and you shuffle it back into the other cards that they didn't use this round. So you never know exactly what they're going to play. And once again, we get a hand of 6 cards, 2 from each deck. Always remember to shuffle theirs up. And once again, we're first player. I think I'm just going to tuck this card. Get a single writing token. Oh man, they're going to build another temple, also in Yan. Now the tile's already gone, so we just build over here. You can have as many palaces as you want. They're going to get this tile. 6 points. And that's 2 palaces, so they can put their terracotta soldier over there and score 7. Yikes, they're running away with it. Oh, and remember, gotta play this. I always forget that. Okay, I think I might play that card. I'm gonna hire workers in Chi. It's gonna be an unrest. And I don't have any bonuses, so I will just move this over to here. Okay, they're tucking this, and there's still room in this first slot, so they're actually going to get 3 writing. So they're dominating writing right now. I now want to place out a governor. I want to play lower. That should be easy enough to do. Now, to play out a governor, you need 1 of each officer in 1 location, and you just have to discard all of them. So there we go. In Chu, we have that. We can now place a governor there, and that also reduces all of your unrest. So we didn't have much unrest there, but that gets rid of it. I can now place it here on any of these. I think I'm going to put it... Oh, it's a tough choice, but I'm going to put it here. That's going to let me reduce 2 unrest. I'm going to take it both from Chi. There we go. And for my bonus, I can play a general right there. All right. Ooh, okay, lightning. So this is a one-time use card. They're going to sail 3 spaces. Now, they didn't pass one of these locations that gives them something, so they actually get nothing from this card. You'll see what happens when they pass those spaces here later, but this card goes away. And of course, they had to play one of these to the court. Gonna tuck that. That's gonna be 2 economic. And an unrest. Ooh, okay. So they're tucking this card. Moving over to the second place, because we're in the second round. And that's the first card there, so that's just 1 law. Man, so they have 3 law and 4 writing. We're not competing very well here. I think I want to build a palace here. We want to play higher, so we'll get to take advantage of those special abilities. So we need 2 workers from a region with an architect, and then 1 worker from a different region. We're going to be playing this to Chi. We get 3 points for every economic card in that region. We have 2, so that's 6 points. We then get 6 more points just for building it. And we get to take one of these. I guess I might as well lock in the economic, because I'm not going to be able to compete with writing. So we'll just lock this in. Okay, and now I get these benefits. We're out of red, so I don't get any of that, but I do get to have one of these alchemists pop in there. Oh, here we go. Okay, they're sailing 4 more. And they passed one of these locations. So we check to see if they have any terracotta soldiers in the entryway, and they do. So if they were out of terracotta soldiers, they would put one in there. Since they have one, they're going to instead take one of their alchemist cards at random. And they're just going to place it here in their region. So that's the second card in that region, but they don't get any unification tokens for that or anything. Those will be worth victory points at the end of the game. And that's it. That's all they do. And of course, they have to play this. And now we're down to our last card, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to... Yeah, let's do it. I think I'm going to put out a governor. No, I tell you what. Instead, I'm just going to get some workers here. Get a little unrest. And then their last action, they're going to build the wall. Now, they would go to purple, but they've already fulfilled that mausoleum condition. So they're going to move on to the next one. That's blue, and they want to come in from the right. Man, that's a shame. They're eating up all the spots that I wanted to, but I've been slow on getting to the wall. So that's a big mistake. Okay, unification rewards. They have clearly won the writing. And we have clearly won the economic. And that's going to let us move our ship 4. And there we go. We got to one of those spots. So we get to decide. We can either put a terracotta soldier out there, or we can place one of our alchemist cards. And the trick is it has to go somewhere where we have an alchemist. So we could put it here, and we got all sorts of cool abilities here. I think I will play this one. Or this one. Actually, I'm going to do this one. I think I'm going to play this one, actually. That's going to let me shift around the officials to different places, and I think that's going to be very handy. Now, that is the third card there. It doesn't cause unrest, but it means we can't play any more cards to the Chi region anymore. Okay, and now we come here. Clearly, they've won that one. We reset turn order. I'll be first again. And we move to the third round. Just get things started there. Get a little writing. Okay. That's going to be number 3 here. Ooh. So 3 economic. I think this round I really want writing and maybe law. So actually, why don't we just do another tuck? Get 2 more writing. And that's a little bit of unrest. Oh, sailing. Okay, so they pass through another one of those areas. Once again, they're going to place one of their alchemist cards at random. It's going to go right here. And then because they passed that, they get one of the master alchemist cards at random. And they just add that to their deck. They are killing us in that area. We need to get our ship moving a little bit more. Okay, I think it's time. I need to play low. And we're going to put out a governor. So we have to spend all 3 of these officers. And speaking of getting our ship moving, let's go here so we can move 3. We crossed by that ×1. That means that each of our alchemist cards that are on our board at the end of the game will be worth 1 point. But as you go along here, they can be worth 2, 3, and as much as 4 points per card. And I now have a couple of bonuses here. So we get an architect here, general right there. And now at the end of my turn, if I've completed anything from the mausoleum, I can move my soldiers on there, and boom, look at that. We have a palace and a governor. So that's 5 points. Okay. Oh man, more wall. We're getting killed on the wall here. Once again, we're going to skip purple, go to blue. Now, you can't have 2 in the same section, so they're going to move over to the other section. And now they have 2 walls in blue, so... they're getting that 7 points. Oh, and they have to play this card. And they take that. I've never disregarded the wall this much, so I'm trying a different strategy here. We'll see how it works. Feeling like we're running a little bit behind here, but we'll see. I think I'm tucking. So that's going to be 2 law. We now have 3. That should be good, I think. Okay, governor. So don't need a governor there. Don't need one here because you only need 1 to fulfill that. So they're going to come over here and place a governor. I think we want to get some workers. Oh, wait a minute. I think I forgot to put one of these there. Yeah, they should have 1 less card. Okay, no problem. No biggie. So we'll get 2 workers here. That is going to push us up here so that we're at maximum unrest. What that means is we cannot activate any of these special abilities that are in this region. It also means we can't take actions that would cause additional unrest here. Now, I have no special abilities. I think I'll just move that over. Okay, tucking this. That's going to be 2. So we're still in the lead in writing. And now I think I want to build a palace. We are playing higher, so that's good. So it's 2 workers, 1 elsewhere. Palace here in Wei. We're getting 3 points per writing in that location. We have 2, so that's 6, plus the 6 that we just get from building, so that's 12. And we can also take one of these. I'm gonna take, yeah, let's take law just to make sure that we have that sealed up in case he decides to tuck that. And now we have a ton of rewards. This one actually lets us gain a little bit of unrest to get an economic and writing unification token. I then can place an alchemist here, and then I can move around. I can do 3 moves. Let's go 1, 2, and let's go 3. I think we're good with that. Last round. Oh, and there we go. Tucking that, getting 3 law. We're going to still be ahead, though, so that's good. And that's it. Okay, unification rewards. I have writing. I will spend it all. This lets me place a governor in either Chu or Wei, and I get to do it for free, so I don't have to spend any officers. Let's go here into Chu. That's going to let me put out an officer. Let's go like that. Okay, they have the economic. And now I have to decide. I'm tempted to not spend it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to hold on to this. I'm not going to take this. Ooh, and one thing I forgot. When you play a governor, you get to reduce all of the unrest. I'm not sure I did that when I built that governor there in Qi. I think I forgot to reduce the unrest. Well, I can't remember. I might have made that mistake. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to choose to keep this, so that's going to let them take it, which they will. Now we reset turn order. I'll be first again. And now I get a chance to spend 3 of these, which I will, to put out one of my soldiers. And in fact, I could put out 2. I think I will. I'll spend the rest of these to put out 2 soldiers. And then, as soon as you put them out there, you have a chance to claim these mausoleum spaces. And look at this. I have 2 governors and a palace here. That's going to be 9 points. And there we go. I have 47 points. Now, the solo opponent would also do that if they had 3, but they don't. They only have 2, so they're just going to hold on to those. We're going to go to round 4. Going to do a governor right here in Wei. We'll come here. Get to reset my unrest. And I played lower, so I can put an architect here and general right there. And now I can claim that spot in the mausoleum for 5 points. Okay, nice. More wall. All right, well, they want to go to the red. And interesting, they're out of terracotta soldiers. So as soon as he's able to unlock some terracotta soldiers there, he'll be able to fulfill that, that mausoleum condition, but right now he can't. So I have a couple of things I need to think about. One way that you can score points at the end of the game is by having completed rows and columns here in the mausoleum. So my goal is to get a soldier in this spot and on that top spot. Now this one's going to require me to do a lot of sailing to get to this island right there. But that would be worth 10 points. Every row and column is worth 10 points. For Yan up here, I'm going to need 2 palaces, and that's going to require a bunch of workers, which I don't have. So I think we need to do some workers, and it'll be helpful to have this card down. So I'm going to play that right there. At the 3rd level, that's going to be 3 law. I really want to win this so that I can put out a wall without having to pay for it. Now, the 3rd level, that's 2 unrest. That might come back and bite me. Okay, more sailing. Now, we passed this double one right here. And he doesn't have terracotta soldiers out, so he's going to place 2 out because of the doubler. And he can automatically now fulfill that spot. He has 2 wall segments. And that's worth 7 points. It's going to be really important for me to get governors out and palaces out if I'm not building on the wall at all, which it looks like I'm barely going to be doing anything on the wall. Kind of a risk. Oh man, okay. I want to build a palace. Yeah, I think I have to get workers here. So we want to play higher. 2 workers and a little bit of unrest. And then we have this ability. It's going to cause an unrest, but we'll get a worker there. And I think I forgot to put a thing here, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness. I've been forgetting to put these cards out this whole time. So he should have 2 cards out there. Which I think means I couldn't do this. I couldn't activate that. Because I couldn't play higher than that. But that's okay. Okay, we'll remember to do this. Put that over there. Governor's going out. Going out here. Getting that for 6 points. Okay, let's build a palace. We need higher. Got 2, we got 1. Goes in there. We get 6 points. We get one of these, and this is the hard part. I think I want to fight for this. So I'll take that one. Then all these palace bonuses. That, we're out of red. Get one of those and one of those. And then I can shift these around. I think I just want to go 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, there we go. Yep. Just getting 1. That's fine. I need to do some sailing. Or I might as well go governor. Going governor. Go in there. Reset this. And what do I want to place out? I can put an officer somewhere. Maybe I'll go here like that. No. No. Let's go here. Then with the governor, get one here. That there. Okay. I think that works. Ooh, okay. So this is going to be 2. We still have 3, so we're okay unless he decides to build a palace and takes that. That would be sad, but there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sail. I did play under. Get to move 3. And rather than playing a card, because I can't, I'm just going to put out one of my soldiers. And I get that master. Add that to my deck. And then I can rearrange 2. I think I'll just go 1, 2. That's all I could do. Okay, he's placing that. 3 writing. So he's going to win the writing. It's okay, I wasn't too worried about that. So here we go. He takes the writing. I get this, which is great, because that's going to let me put a governor in either Qi or Zhao. And I want to go into Qi. And the reason is because I want to have more governors here than he has to get those 10 points. There's also a little bonus here. I get a point for every palace that I've built. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do get to reset your unrest when you do this, even as a result of one of these special abilities. So Qi's unrest goes to 0. Beautiful. And here we go. I have 3, he has 2, so I also get this, and I can build a wall. My first segment of the wall. Feels very uncomfortable to have not been building on the wall. Right now, that's worth 8 points, because that's going to be 2 times my 4 palaces, and I'm trying to get a 5th one built. So, yeah, I think that's going to be our best bet. There we go. He's actually going to get to be first for the final round. And look at this. He has 3 tokens, so he's going to spend those to put out a soldier. Final round. Okay, our opponent is first for the first time. And they're going to immediately tuck. It's just going to be 1 writing. And now I have a lot of sailing to do, but I also want to build a palace in Yan. So I think I want to hurry up and do that. So let's go ahead and play higher. We're going to get some workers. And then right here, we can get another worker, but that's going to cost us. Okay, that's a little annoying. Oh, wow. Okay. 2 currency. Don't care about currency as much. I'd like to win either writing or law, or both. Okay, let's go ahead and get that palace built. We want to play higher. Workers go away. That's going to be 6 victory points. And we get one of these, and this is where... yeah, I think I'll take this one. Could be a mistake, but we'll see. I think I can do 3 movements. Ooh, I also can do this, so let's go ahead and do that. Get another writing and an economic unification token. That put there, and now we can shift around. Yeah, I want to go 1, 2, and that's it, I think. Okay, so that was that special ability. I think we've done all the abilities. And now I have 2 palaces in Yan, so I can put my terracotta soldier up there. That's going to be 4 points. And so now if I can just get one here, that's going to be a row and a column. That's going to be 20 extra points, including either 6 or 3 if I'm the first or second one to go there. So I think I'm just going to be sailing to get there because that's 20 points. That's a lot. Okay, building the wall again. Only one more spot it can go. They're going to be getting some crazy points out of that. Hopefully, though, we've got enough points here on the map to offset that. We'll see. Got 4 more turns. And 3 more turns to get here. We'll be able to pick up some soldiers along the way, so that will take care of that. So we have like 1 extra turn, which I could use to tuck to get the unification that I need. Maybe I don't worry about that. Yeah, I think we're just going to sail. And that's one of those double ones. Let's go ahead and put 2 out. And then I could move. No, I kind of want to leave that the way it is. So I'm just going to pass. That'll be my turn. Okay, this is what I was afraid of. They're going to be putting out a governor. Now the question is where? They don't need one in Yan. They don't need one in Qi. Not to sort of complete that mausoleum goal. Then they move on to Zhao. They don't need one there. They already have 2. So then they're going to move on to Wei. This is what I was afraid of. And they're going to play here. The problem with that is that's a 20-point swing because the solo opponent is going to get to break ties. So when I was there alone, I was going to get 10 points for having the majority. Now I'm not getting those 10 points and they are. So I'm going to want to put a governor here to reclaim my majority. And that's why I have these guys here ready to go. So that might be my last action. Well, that was disappointing. So let's keep sailing. And now I actually think I might be comfortable moving that over here. Oops, and I forgot to put this. There we go. Okay, I was afraid this might happen too, so they're going to put this out here. And I'm pretty sure this is going to happen in Qi. Yep. That'll get them 2 points, plus the 6 points. And they're going to take this. The other thing I was afraid of. Okay. Okay, well, that makes what we have to do pretty clear. Let's go ahead and finish our sailing. We can put one of our cards out, because we don't need any more soldiers, I don't think. And since we are going to put a governor out, we'll do that. There we go, 6 points, excellent. And we've completed the row and column, boom, we did it. And now, last action. Oh, tucking this, okay, well, that's fine. They were gonna win that anyway. 3 more law, glad I didn't try to fight for that. And we will do a governor right there. Can whoop, lose all of our unrest. And then we can put these out. I don't think it's going to matter. Those are all rewards, but this one also won't matter. Although we could win. Ooh, yeah, actually. Yeah, we'll get 2 economy and we can win that. Excellent. And there we go. That is the end. Well, first we gotta do this. So, we definitely have the writing. And that's gonna let us place our last palace. And I think we're just gonna place it in Zhao. No reason to place it anywhere else, and we'll get 3 points. And boom, we're at 81. And then we also get the 6 points for placing the palace. But that's it, that's all we get. And then, yeah, let's just go ahead and take this benefit. So this lets us unlock one. And then we can just place one out there whether we've fulfilled the condition or not. Kind of crazy. But we'll grab those 4 points. That sounds good. And then they're going to take that one. And they have 3 of these, so they're going to unlock one of these. Oh, I just realized I moved the wrong color. There we go. Okay, and I think that's it. That's the end of the game. Now we just have to score up and see how we did. Okay, let's start with our solo opponent. This is the card that the level 2 opponent uses. This is going to modify some of their scoring. It's going to be a little bit different than how we score it. Now, they started at 50 points. Those are the points they earned in-game, mostly through the mausoleum. They're now going to score for each of their wall segments, depending on if it was on a level 1, 2, or 3 location. And they hit a lot of the biggies. They have a level 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 2. So that's 7 times 2 plus 9 times 4. I've done the math. That's 50 points from the wall. That's huge. They then get to score this little token. They only got 1 of these, but they're going to score 3 points for each green card in the row here, and there's only this one, so that's just going to be 3 points. We're now going to look at how far their ship got down this pathway. And as you can see here, they got to the ×3 location. So each one of their alchemist cards is going to be worth 3 points. They only had this one and this one, so that's 2, so that's going to be 6 points. We're then going to look at how many of the locations they control with their governors, and again, they break ties, but we did really good with that. They only have this one location, so that's just 10 points. We're then going to look to the mausoleum. They've created 2 rows, but no columns. So that's going to be 20 points. And then lastly, any leftover terracotta soldiers there, they just have 1. So that's going to be an additional 2 points. When you add all of that up, you get 141 points. Now we can go to our scoring. As you can see, we started with 91 in-game points. And we're just going to follow this here. The first thing is how many of these locations we control, and this is where we really shined. We control 4 of them. That's going to be 40 points. That really saved us. We then look at our alchemist cards. We did the exact same thing. We're at the 3 times multiplier, and we have 2 of them out, so that's 6 points. We copied them again out here. We have 1 row and 1 column, so that's going to be 20 points. We did substantially worse on the wall. We're getting 2 points for every one of our palaces that's in a different location, and we managed to get one in all 5 locations. So that's going to be 10 points. And then again, just like them, we have 1 additional terracotta soldier. That's 2 points. When you add all that up, you get 169 points. I was afraid ignoring the wall was really going to come back and bite me, but we managed to do just enough out here on the board with our governors and our palaces to make up the difference. So there you go. That was a complete solo game of Zhanguo. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.